Edius 3D Preview is basically about showing off the new stereo settings, but there are other things in it as well, and these will be new features that will be in Edius 6.5 when they come out. So I'm going to turn off 3D, and ignore that, and look at some of the other stuff. Now this is a preview version of Edius. So what Grass Valley have said is, look, we've put this out there, you can try it out, it's not finished, if it's a bit buggy and crashy, you know, expect it, it's a preview version. And also, we're putting stuff in there that possibly won't make it into the final version. I'll show you what the state is right now. It'll change over the next couple of months. And I'll show you what it does right now. So for a start, there's been some changes in the layouter. Now I've got a couple of shots here, just like one on top of the other, and I'm going to pop into the layouter and set up a typical picture-in-picture effect. Nothing different there compared to what you're doing in Edius 6. But there are a couple of changes. For a start, there's simple little things like you can stick an edge on it now. You can put a border on it, you can change the colour of the border, you can make it soft, you can stick rounded edges on it. One thing that was missing. You can also put drop shadows on it. Now the drop shadows aren't actually working properly in my current version, but that's because it is a preview version. But these will be new things added into the layouter. But the biggest thing that I particularly like about the new layouter is this setting up here. Now one thing that people are always asking about is, I'm making a high definition disc, it looks gorgeous in high definition, I've also got to make a DVD, how do I get the best picture out of it? Edius 6 did a considerably better job than Edius 5 at downscaling. Pretty much as good as most other editing programs. But there were better ways of doing it. You could either use a program called Virtual Dub, which was free, or another program called TMPEG, which you had to pay for, and they would do a better job. They generally do a better job because they use a different way of scaling called Lanczos. Now you'll notice in my list of drop-down settings up there, I have actually not just your ordinary average one that Edius has always done, but I've got a whole bunch of other ones. Bilinear, average, bicubic, and various Lanczos ones. Now if you stick it onto a higher quality setting, it's not going to do so much in real time because it's harder work, but it will give you a better result. Now here's a good example. I have two shots, one on top of the other. This side is using Lanczos scaling, and this side is just using the ordinary Edius scaling. Now at the moment you're not going to see any difference between the two of them. And the reason for that is our high definition footage on a high definition timeline. You have a look at it, they both look exactly the same. But it's not being scaled. I actually want to do is change this into a standard definition timeline so everything's being scaled. So the obvious thing, pop up to your project settings, choose standard definition, and now I've got both bits of footage there which are being scaled. Now it's going to be difficult possibly for you to see this on YouTube where this is being broadcast. I'm filming at 720p, I'm trying to output interlaced footage, you know, there's a lot of other stuff going on. But hopefully you'll be able to see a difference. So I'm just going to double click on that and pop it up on screen and start the thing playing. So you can see an immediate difference there. The writing on the left hand side is a little bit sharper than the writing on the right. The trees and everything else coming here are a little bit sharper than the trees on this side. You might say, hang on, there's something rather peculiar, as it seems to be juddering up and down there. That's because I'm playing a standard definition interlaced picture on a progressive screen. I'm not using a video output card because I can't for this tutorial. If I was actually watching this on a normal standard def interlaced telly, it would actually look quite a bit better. That just look a bit better and a bit sharper than this. And that's purely because of the new scaling, the Lanczos scaling built in. You notice there are actually several different settings inside of it. There is no perfect answer for every single occasion. I tend to just leave it on the high quality one, but you notice there's settings that they say are best for interlaced, settings that are motion graphics and so on. The reason you've got different settings in here is you could try it, play it, and see what it looks like. When you're judging what it looks like, watch it on the TV to see what it's really like. There's another setting in here which is just use current project setting. Because in your project settings there is a resampling method. So that does mean you could actually work entirely in the fastest one, so you get good feedback all the time, and then when you come to rendering, pop it on highest quality and then suddenly everything will be better quality. But that for me is a really important change. It's something that people have been asking for ages. Grass Valley have listened and they put much better scaling inside of Edius.